Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's Super 2 round here at the Bend. That is not the right thing. Actually, I know why. There we go. Apathetic Castle with Thirst. Nice work. Alright. Scooned for Shaggy. Nice work. Hope everyone's been doing well. And I hope everyone's ready for a bit of Super 2 action tonight. Slightly shorter races for these guys tonight. There's a few people away, so we've figured in order to try and keep the racing as exciting as possible, we've just slightly reduced the length of the races. Just a little bit, not much. Just a little. I'll leave you with practice for now. I'll make sure to keep an eye on a few different cars. But I'll be with you soon. All right, we're just going to head into the race briefing. I will be back with you very shortly. Here are the standings for this round as it stands now. Hey everyone. Alrighty, let's get into it, I guess. Welcome everyone. I hope you've had a good 2 weeks since the last race. Welcome to round 3 here at The Bend. We're a little light for numbers tonight. Not through anyone here's fault. It's a handful of people who would normally be racing aren't available to race tonight for whatever reason. They've chosen to use tonight as their drop round. Not a big deal, but it does mean that the grid is looking to be about 12, maybe 13 cars, not heaps. So what we've done is we're going to reduce the amount of laps you've each got to do, not by much, but down to about 75%. So race 1 will be 15 laps with no mandatory pit stop. Race 2 will be 22 laps with a mandatory pit stop and a complete reverse grid. It was to be a top 10 reverse, but seeing as it's only going to be 12 cars, we figured we'd make it a complete reverse. Qualifying will be up shortly. It will be a 15-minute qualifying session. Those of you who load in early will notice that it's actually got 17 minutes on the clock. You're not to leave the pit lane until the 15-minute mark. Race Director Green will advise when pit lane is open. Normal pit lane rules apply on exit during qualifying. Once we get into qualifying, cars coming out of pit lane need to give way to cars on track. During the race, it's the other way around. So cars on track need to give way to cars coming out of pit lane. Beyond that, it should be fairly straightforward. Should be fairly cruisy. Is there anything you guys can think of that I might have missed, Fries? I think we're on top of it. Just a reminder, as a normal reminder, if you are involved in an incident, all we want to hear is your car number or your name. We don't need to know where or when or who. We just want to hear your name or your car number, and it'll get noted down and looked at post-race. You'll note that I've been sort of keeping on top of and reminding you of laps to be done each week, or each race, I should say. You are required to do your 25 valid laps in the practice server. I'm going to make sure that all the links are working. But moving forward, it'll be on you guys to keep on top of and make sure you've done your 25 laps. I might not be able to give you the reminders I've been giving you moving forward. So again, I'll make sure those links are available. If you do have any questions, chuck it in your thread and I will be able to answer them as I have time to. But beyond that, the links are all set up and working, so it should be easy enough to check how many laps you've done. Beyond that, I think we're about good to go, unless anyone has any questions. Crickets? Tumbleweeds? Good stuff. All right, cool. We'll kick into it. Enjoy. Have fun. Yeah. All right, cool. Very quick, easy briefing. It was good. Oh. Hope everyone in Streamland enjoyed the briefing. And
you go.
we are underway for qualifying. As everyone shuffles out onto track. Let's see. As they make their way around the track for the first out lap, I will introduce you to my co-commentators for tonight. Joining me, I have Andy Castle and Lawrence Smith, who run in our main grid. Welcoming guys.
Hey-o.
10 for Rubber Ducky.
10 for Rubber Ducky. Andy Castle.
Oh,
still-
Mr. Lucas forgot to put his super softs on.
I still reckon you should have gone with Frank Castle.
Frank Castle, the Punisher. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Oh no, Mr. Park's gone off track already.
Parky. That's right, I'm sure he'll manage.
Yeah, he's coming back on nicely.
So you're all good managing to get into the server there, Shags?
Yeah, mate.
Good stuff.
Spectating the boys doing their warm ups, getting
Good.
them tyres going.
Frank
Are
Walker
you
from
sure you've
National
set a
Science.
spawn for me, Laurie?
I have done.
Because I'm getting the two errors I'm getting are Groove's number and spawn set.
Intriguing. Let me have a quick look at it. Tell you what, I'll see if I can get the screen share going again. See if it works again.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I will investigate further.
This is where we found out finds out he sorted it out for you, Shaggy, but not for me.
Possible.
The Sharp's looking good. Coming into the hairpin, nice and clean, no lockups.
What you want?
Good exit. Nice and smooth to the triple right. Or as Mr. Munro likes to call it, the right-a-thon.
I think there's like 4 apexes around that corner. It's ridiculous.
Little untidy up the hill there onto the straight. It's going to be really interesting to see how the guys in Super 2 handle the off-camber corners around the bend.
Alrighty, let's see what we get. The first car crossing the line. 1 minute 56. I should clarify that. 1 minute 50.6. There's a 1 minute 56 you could have walked around. And he's holding the fastest time so far. A couple of 151s and a 152. Gowan's just come in with a 151.2. He's in second. Still a few laps to go.
So Endless wants to know, Shaggy, if you can explain the optimal fuel strategy for tonight.
The optimal fuel strategy would be to put efficient amount in there to finish the race.
To put some fuel in the car.
Yes.
Whatever Shaggy planned for plus 1 lap.
Yeah, I actually planned plus 1 lap already. It's just I pushed so much harder in the race that I burnt that before it got to the end.
That is a phenomenal question from chat.
I knew that was going to come up.
And And Shipley unable to do qualifying tonight. Funnily enough, here's a bit of trivia for you, some AK trivia. Shipley is the first person to to get enough license points to get a quali ban in AK history.
In AK history, within the first
AK
two races of a
history.
season, no less.
I know. He's done well,
Does that?
but he's very gracious about it. So
Is that the same for Mr. Gannon and Mr. Nathan Taylor? Are they skipping qualifying tonight?
Gannon and Nathan Taylor, I've not yet heard from just yet.
Oh, hey, well.
Oh, Mr. Sharp's got a 149.7.
It's a solid time to kick it off.
9
minutes left. Anything could happen.
Very true.
Gowan has not really improved. Mr. Hughes has snuck into second with a 151 flat.
See if
Jenkos is
Scowen
up.
can answer that.
Yeah, he's working on it.
Jenkos is in fourth.
Turks is taking the "if I don't race, I can't get penalties" approach. I mean, it's a bold strategy, and look, you won't get penalties, but yeah.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it pays off.
Someone's been watching too much dodgeball.
Dodgeball, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it.
Been a few
Oh.
position changes in the top 10 already.
Got a 150.2 on the board from Taylor. Oh, Dens rolls in with a 148.6.
Jeez, what's he doing in second grid?
My money's been on Dens for this season, but then Mr. Sharp came along, the little dark horse out of nowhere.
Disrupted that.
Yep, threw that right out.
It doesn't
the
help that Dens appears to be his worst enemy so far this season.
148.6 is on par with quite a few of the Division 1 races.
Yeah, I don't know where he's
Absolutely.
pulled that from, but he's done it, that's for sure.
Here comes Shipley Sharp again. Unable to get
Oh,
any
we've got
closer.
The easy wins were nice in Super 2. That's why you're not in Super 2, Turks.
Yeah, answered his own question, really, there, I feel.
Yeah. The whole...
Turks, thoughts on participating?
Sharp snacks back with a 149.5.
Oh,
Got to find another second there to get himself in with Dens.
You're not that much faster, no, but if you are going to wipe the floor with everyone else there, then it's probably not the best player.
It's also worth pointing out the grid that's running at the moment, Dens is potentially the only one there that's ran the bend in these cars.
Possible. Maybe Hughes
DeLuca
And
was in
DeLuca.
last season.
and Park.
Was
Everyone
DeLuca
else
in
is-
for the bend?
I don't know if he was, but DeLuca, Park, and Dens are, and Hughes are kind of, they're part of the furniture at AK these days. They've been around here for a while.
Well, Dens has parked himself in the pits. I'm wondering if he's just going to rest on his laurels there.
Yeah, I reckon he's happy with that. I would be too. If I could do a 48.6 at the bend in these cars, yeah, it'd be great.
Mr. Cooper back here has done a 151.5 on softs. I'm not sure if he knows it's on soft though.
Maybe he's just sort of warming them in.
See if Mr. Jenkos can make a improvement on his time.
Let's have a look, see if he can manage it.
Ooh,
Yeah.
a couple 100 mil.
He throws it up and does a 150
Very nice.
flat.
150
Hughes
flat?
answers as well.
Yes.
What do we think about getting some Super 2 boys in the main grid as wild cards? Look, probably not at this point in time, unless for some weird reason attendance numbers weren't high enough, Turks would prefer to wildcard in Super 2. Yeah, you would.
I think we just need like 4 or 5 main grid guys running with everyone else, but in the safety car.
It would have
Just give
Mr.
them a GT4 each.
We'd have Mr. Turks in the battering ram and Mr. Castle in the Mr. Plough livery. Start them half a lap back on the Super 2 grid and see how many they take off the track with them at the end.
Look, I only got 1 penalty, all right? The rest was a quote-unquote race incident.
Dean Jankos has had enough.
Jankos has just packed it in. Job done. 4 minutes left in quali. There's another 2 laps in there.
He's,
Oh,
We
yeah.
just need to get out and keep working at it.
He's gone again.
Mr. Denz is definitely sleeping.
Yeah. He's gone to the ice bath.
He's going to have cold muscles to start the grid. It's not going to be good.
Hoping to take it easy this round, try not to get penalties, but no promises. Good attitude to have. Look, these things happen, and it's a learning experience for everyone. So,
Well, I mean, you've just got to look at the stewards channel for the main grid to see that the penalties don't really go away. They just change in severity.
yeah, this is true.
Yeah, my first 2 races this season have been the worst for my experience in AK, racking up a few penalties myself.
If we're going to be talking wild cards in the Super 2 grid, I feel like we should be getting Laurie to sit down in front of a sim.
Oof. You mean you'd have to plug his Fanatec back in? Oh, Mr. Hughes threw it all the way in the final corner. Oh, that was his outlap. All right then.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, send it.
I thought he was on a good little lap then, and nope, it's his outlap. Let's have a look at Mr. Scowen. How's he going?
Mr. Scowen. He's on an outlap at the moment.
If he gets this outlap done, he'll have 1 good bite at a solid lap, and that's about all he'll have. The question is whether or not the pressure will get to him. I've seen him in practice put down a low 149.
Ooh.
So theoretically, he can earn himself a second position grid.
A front row start.
Question is whether or not the pressure will get to him in the lap following his outlap.
Oh. Will the butterflies prevail? I don't think you could get any more of an Australian livery if you tried. Centrelink and 7, not really Aussie, but Centrelink, sure.
7-Eleven in Thailand was hands down the best place to get a beer. Just saying.
Really?
I mean, it's a bit of a digression from V8 supercars, but you can literally walk through like the party streets of Thailand, going long neck to long neck, 7-Eleven to 7-Eleven.
Play pub golf, but it's 7-Eleven golf.
Absolutely. Like, you literally walk up to the front counter with a long neck. They open it for you at the counter, and off you go.
Wow.
Scowen's livery is
good.
why you're racing in AK. He reached out to you to make one for him. Well, you did a good job. That's Centrelink livery. It's pretty good.
It is a very clean livery.
The only thing you could have done to make it more Aussie was change a couple of the door panels to a different colour.
One panel primer grey or something like that. Yeah.
Like a red door and a black front bumper.
That would be perfect.
get some duct tape and put it over the bonnet and the left quarter panel.
The only thing that livery is missing is a nice, comfortable lounge on the front porch.
Doing well so far, Mr. Scowen.
He's doing all right. I'm not quite sure if he's up at the moment. We will find out in a moment.
Got a little sketchy coming through that last corner.
He's down 7/10, unfortunately.
Unlucky, mate.
Won't be able to improve, unfortunately.
Alright, looks like I'm going to be commentating off a slightly delayed feed tonight, but I'm fine with that. It is what it is.
Hopefully what I've fixed will get that sorted out for you on after quali.
Alright, I got you.
Hopefully.
Oi! He's not even going to give the last lap a go across the line.
No, it looks like they've all had enough. They're all ready to just crack on and get into it.
I go until there's no time on the clock.
Some duct tape around the door edges to make the car slippery in a straight line. Fantastic. Well, there we go. There's
100 mile an hour tape hold on the front bar on.
Yeah. Some drifted to tires.
All right. Well, we'll be back with you shortly for race 1.
Roger Dodger. 10-4 Rubber Ducky.
And here we are for race 1 tonight.
Do we have any predictions, boys?
Any predictions? That's a great question.
Yep, I think Denz is going to end up in a wall.
Oh,
Jeez, come out the gate and fucking horns first.
doing my guy dirty.
Wow.
Look, I think Denz is going to be the one to watch tonight in terms of times. I think that he's got it over and above the rest based on the quali. However, it takes a little bit of argy-bargy in T1 to see that change and him having to fight his way back. So the more interesting side of things would see a bad start and him have to fight his way to the front. But if he can get out clear, I think it's his all the way to the end.
Here we go.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think you'd be looking at Sharp and maybe Hughes to put the pressure on, but that'd be
To challenge it? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But, he's a second a lap ahead, and realistically, it's only going to take one or two mistakes, and if Sharp and Hughes are on top of things, they're going to be right there with him again, so it should be good to watch.
How many laps are we running?
Oh, yeah. Good chat.
Nice. Nice one,
Yeah.
Gary.
So race 1 is 15 laps
Oh,
with no mandatory pit stop. Race 2 is 22 laps with a mandatory pit stop and a complete reverse grid. So
Oh, complete reverse grid.
yeah, well, there's only 12 or 13 of them. So all right, lights are up.
I'm in pits.
Good stuff. And we're off.
Green.
And we're on our way.
So I can hit race.
You can hit drive and you can
Back
just
to pits.
have a
and
look.
then hit manual.
Denz gets a good start.
Oh, we're coming 3
Jesus.
wide in the first turn back
He's
in the
in the
middle.
hell. Yeah, middle of pack's making first turn look real tough.
A few off-track cuts.
Yeah, they're sorting themselves out a
Mostly
bit.
clean.
Oh.
Oh, little bingle at the back.
Oh, yep. We've got smoke and a spin.
All right, so I can do this now. And then do this.
All right, so Den's got the start we were looking for, but it hasn't really given him the chance to get away.
Oh, another spin
Oh,
in
yeah.
the hairpin. Cleaned up. They redressed. Well done, boys.
Everyone's still running very cold tyres at this point and trying to push every little bit they can out of it.
Definitely.
Depending on how aggressive they've gone in the setup, that tyre temp can make quite a big difference to lap 1. Denz is out here using every little bit of the track, making sure he's going to stay out front and putting the work in for Mr. Sharp to stay on tail.
Just as our game audio decides to shit the bed for a sec there.
That's all right, I can't hear it anyway, so that's fine.
Yeah, you're all right. The game just
I'm
went
watching
at me for a second. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, cool. Cheers.
I'm watching racing in full silence. I feel like I need some upbeat piano playing.
Walking my way downtown.
Old piano.
Oh yeah, serenade me some more, Shaggy.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
no.
Denz
Denz
has gone
fucked
deep
up.
into turn 1.
Wow.
Deep.
Watch that
Denz.
entry, buddy.
Settle down, mate.
Oh,
Making
nerves
my
got
missus
to him.
jealous how deep
Nerves
that
got to
was.
him.
That put Sharp in P1.
That put Denz in behind Scowen. Scowen's got pace. He just needs to calm the nerves and focus. I also know that he can make it hard for Denz. So he's got his work cut out for him now. He's got 5 places to make to get himself back to where he was. And the boys are not showing any signs of slowing down.
Denz is certainly looking to make up for lost time as quickly as possible.
Putting a
He's
bit of
going to be
pressure on
pushing.
Skull.
Yeah, he's going to be pushing as hard as he can to find those gaps and work his way back up.
He's
But
got
looking at
Scowen.
the
He's
yeah.
got him on the inside. Scowen went a little bit wide on the brakes.
He's put the pressure on.
Yep.
Looking at the timing table at the moment, looking at Jankos and Hughes. So Jankos is sitting in Hughes' slipstream. He's going to get pulled along all the way there, and they're going to pull a gap away from Taylor. That's a Taylor, not Den's Taylor. So the longer it takes Den's to get around, is it Aaron in front?
Adam Taylor is
Adam, thank you.
person he has to pass.
All right, well, if he takes his time getting around Adam, then he's going to have quite a gap to work at to get back to Jankos and back up through into where he needs to be. And then Sharp's widening the gap in the front as well. It's going to be very interesting to see how it goes.
Quite a bit of time in between cars, 2 laps in. Very interesting to see.
Yeah, it's a little different with these guys.
Oh, Denz has made a jump on that gap already. He's right up behind A. Taylor now.
Some of them aren't quite as confident in the car yet, so they're still
Doesn't
sort of
come too wide.
coming to grips with it.
Denz has backed off a
Absolutely.
little.
If there's something I learned from running these cars, even for the short period of time I had, is consistency means a lot more than a fast lap time.
Definitely.
And watching these guys running at the moment, it's definitely illustrated in spades. You know, those gaps open up as they're not making mistakes rather than setting absolutely burning lap times.
Here we go. Denz has got a better run out of the S's. Trying to get the outside line. Switch to the inside.
He's been pushed further and further inside by Adam. While Adam returns to use as much of the racing line as possible, he's going to close the door on Denz here and not let him through. He needs to hold it tight because Denz is looking to come back in. Beautiful. Beautifully done. Pulls it off.
Very good defence there.
I can't help but keep thinking about the idea that we're turning this into golf commentary and it's working. It's perfect.
It is very calm, isn't it?
Yeah.
So as Denz approaches the final turn, the crowd waits with bated breath to see how he goes down the main straight. Let's see how he pulls it off.
Let's see if we can make this of this run.
He's only fucking doing it.
Coming in corner 1. A little wide. It holds it.
And where's Adam
He's
gone?
holding on to it for the time being. It's,
Oh, this is beautiful.
Adam's only a tenth behind. He's just got to sneak the nose in here. Denz has left it wide, whether on purpose or not, I don't know.
Oh, well played, boys. Well played.
Beautifully driven. Nice and clean.
wonderful
Got
guy
it done.
driving. Yeah.
Golf claps for the boys on screen. Is it?
Just waiting for one of them to shoot right off out into the boonies so we can say it's in the deep stuff.
And it's Taylor in the rough. Out
Yeah,
in the rough. And it's Taylor and Taylor. Not wrong. So we've got a prediction here from Cicluna. Reckons Sharp's going to come in real strong at the end of the race.
I mean,
It's going to be interesting because some of these boys will obviously perform a lot better on tyres as they wear. Because that's another variable, right? Because as you're absolutely hammering these tyres around, depending on your setup, you know, you may have unintentionally given yourself a little more understeer than you'd planned for. I know I'm guilty for that. And so you just hammer the car harder, use a heavier right foot to try and get it turned in. Before you know it, you're dealing with your rear tyres fading real quick.
I suppose that's another big difference between these guys and the main guys is you'll probably find they're not only burning through their tyres as quickly, but not burning through their fuel as much as well.
That's right. Run lighter cars. I mean, as long as they put enough fuel in the car, they're already doing better than Shaggy did anyway.
Oh,
Yes, to do a DNF and then a DQ in in the one race.
One place big hand. Yeah, absolutely.
All you have to do is park it in the pits and that
Goes right up to Jenks now. So to close that 2-second gap or thereabouts. And the pressure again. Jenks has gone real deep, opened it up for Dens.
There's that going on. Now he can put pressure on.
He's in the slipstream now, so he can just ride it through. He can keep it as tight as he wants this lap, close it right up, and take it on the straight if he's got the jump. But looking at how they both came out of the hairpin there, it looks like Jenkos has got quite a bit of straight line drive.
Somebody's playing silly buggers with the vote to restart session option for some silly reason, which they certainly shouldn't be doing.
Is there a penalty in the manual for that, mate?
No, there's not.
Didn't think you have to write one of them in, did you?
That's how half of the rule book comes about, is somebody's done something silly and we've gone, oh, we better put a rule in for it.
Well, this is the nature of racing, right? Virtual or otherwise. Like, you have a rule book in place and people interpret it to find where the vagaries live and how they can get away with it.
And then we rewrite it to try and remove as much vagueness as possible.
And they find some more. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So it looks like Jenkos has really got a lot of drive out of the corners. So whether he's running more wing than Dens or not, because Dens seems to have a little bit more in the straight line, but not as much drive directly out of the corner.
Was it a gear ratio difference?
Oh, he's going to poke his nose in the middle.
Looks like he's having a crack
He's
at
gone
it.
deep. He's gone deep. Jenkos saw him coming and gave him space.
Well done.
Just tied it up his own line. Said no, thank you, Dens. See you later.
There really isn't much happening on the rest of the track. This is the battle to watch.
This is the battle to watch at this point in time. We've got Adam catching up to the back of Dens as Jenkos is giving him a little bit of hard time. So it could be a three-man race again very shortly.
I think we need to get a decal on Dens's car. It is what it is.
We definitely need that, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's something that needs to happen. Hughes is catching sharp.
We do have Hughes closing the gap slightly. It was up 1.7 for a while there. We've got it down to 1.2, so we'll keep an eye on that. Hughes is setting some solid laps. Do we have a view on the overall lap time for those two?
Yes.
Who's setting the hotter laps?
I have to cycle through a few things to find that.
Yep, that's fine.
We have Mr. Sharp on a 151.3 and Mr. Hughes on a 151.2.
Also, we've got.
Get that. Okay. When they.
So if they keep it consistent, then we've got 0.2 a lap that Hughes is pulling out of Sharp.
Hughes' last
not
lap
bad.
was a 151.5.
Oh,
And-
Dens has just stuck it right up the inside of Jenkos.
Sharp's last lap was a 151.5.
Too busy looking at numbers and not watching what's happening on the screen.
True.
So Dens has found himself another position. And he's got to put the big chase down on Hughes. He's got 3.7 seconds to find while Hughes is chasing down Sharp. So if Dens can make the time that he hopes to make, it may well be already bunched up at the front.
We've got Scullen back there as well. He might be able to get a bit of pressure on the Taylor. Just Adam Taylor.
It's Adam Taylor. That's going to get real confusing. You didn't warn us about this, Laurie.
There's a third Taylor in the series who has yet to be able to race, funnily enough.
Really?
Yep.
Are they also in Super 2?
Yep.
Good grief.
Yep. Thankfully enough, they all have different first initials, so... Rip to you accidentally downshifting your engine to heaven. That's no good.
Hanare's gone and detonated the block.
Yep.
Sent a piston rod to the moon.
Just when you
Gonna
didn't.
wave it.
Just when you think there's nothing worse than running out of fuel, you blow an engine.
Way to flex, Shaggy. Jesus.
Hey, you got to get it when you can, mate.
Wasn't
gonna
good enough
pass
to have
that
the valves tap dancing on the bonnet, and Arrow wanted to send a fucking rod through one of Starlink's satellites.
There's easier ways to get your car to the moon.
Send it there one part at a time.
You're looking for a connecting flight, not a connecting rod. We've got Byron right up on the back of Belton here. What's happened there? He's gone past.
He's just done it. Let's.
He's taken it, but is that a mistake from Belton? Can we get a view there?
We can. Let's have a
Belton is not happy with it. He's right up on behind. He wants that back.
look. What more could you want than to turn your car into a memorabilia piece? True.
It looks like Byron's already putting the distance in. That gap's already widened up to a second.
I imagine Belton's probably just dropped it somewhere. But yeah, you're right. Byron's pace is looking good.
Byron has found his lines. Yeah. He's cleaned it up and he is storming out. But he's got 18 seconds to find for Scowen. That's a big, lonely race to close that gap.
Yeah.
For a second there, I thought Scowen just went 500 metres off track. But it's just a little bit of a connection issue.
Yes.
Oh yeah, bit of beam me up, Scotty. I'm familiar.
Yes.
I was going to say, sitting in Byron's position, it's going to be hard to stay in the right headspace to keep shaving time off of Scowen to get yourself back up the front there, because he's going to get himself in a comfortable position away from Belton and then potentially slow down if he's not careful.
As I think for the first time this race, every gap is now more than a second.
More than a second. We've got we've got space between the cars, a little bit of breathing room. As I was just saying, headspaces will change. People will start to feel a little bit comfortable, and then we'll get the mistake or two that we're looking for, so that we can stop playing V8 Supercar Golf. Oi, is that Belton's DNF?
Yeah,
he's disconnected. Go on.
No, he's back now. So that's probably what happened previously. His connection must have hiccuped at some stage.
Oh, that's a hell of a way.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a way to give.
3 times in this one lap.
Oh no.
He's
gotten real messy. He's given it back to Jankos. Yeah.
Oh,
So
there
I'll
he
take
goes
that
again.
back. Oh, we've got Adam up the inside to follow. Has Den's done himself some damage? Has he done
might have it
mischief?
right
He's done a
through.
mischief. Let's.
I think Den's has definitely done himself a mischief. He's way off the pace.
Given up 3 positions.
His wheel looks
At
straight.
least 4 times.
Feels nice and straight. So
Wheel
that's
looks
good.
straight. And, that might just been a couple of seconds of swearing his accelerator pedal. Well, that's free real estate for Jankos, Adam, and Scowen.
True.
So they sail on through, give him a wave and a thumbs up out the passenger side. Hey, Scowen's big tails onto the straight. Oh,
Taylor
okay.
is
We've got Adam
heading
coming into pit.
for some strange reason.
Does he know it's a sprint race?
I'm not sure. I'm assuming he doesn't, because unless he's about to run out of fuel.
It looks like he's going to come out on supers, assuming it's a required pit stop in race 1.
Well, it's not a required pit stop at all. In race 1, there's no mandatory stop. But yes, here he comes out on supers.
He's coming out on supers. He's giving himself a big challenge to get back up the front there.
Either that or he's heading for a better position into next race.
On supers, I mean, that's potentially could be doing a little bit of tactical strategy to get himself first, like pole off race 2. I'd be surprised if that's the case. I think it's going to be hard for him to find that. What does he need there? 20 7:28 seconds to find pole from the position he's in there on supers.
Mr.
That
Den's
was,
now putting pressure on the back of Scowen.
Denz is reminding Scowen he's still in the race, yeah. And little birdie told me before the race that Scowen is somewhat feeling the nerves this weekend. So if Denz can play into that, he'll re-find that position. Scowen just needs to remind him that he's there and he's not going to give it up. But Denz is a patient man. He's going to be looking to take that inside line wherever he can. It's big under brakes.
You call him
He's
patient.
forced the
He's
point
had a
there.
crack at it the first
Yeah.
corner since.
Yeah, he forced the point immediately after I said he was a decent human being.
From my experience, Denz is actually very good on trail braking and getting the car turned.
Looks like Adam
Here it comes
Taylor
down the main straight.
We'll jump over and have a look in a sec.
It looks like Denz is everywhere he can at the moment. He's just trying to fill Scowen's mirrors. He wants him to really not know where he is, and it's paid off. It's paid off. He's put the pressure on, and Scowen's left the door wide open.
Run a little deep in corner 3.
Here we got Adam Taylor,
And Mr. Shipley.
absolutely sending it up the inside on supers,
Oh,
but
no.
getting them all kinds of
Both
locked up.
gone very far.
Shipley kept it clean, gave him the room and got back into racing line, but that's allowed Byron to get right up behind Shipley as well. So that interaction has given Byron a chance to regain that position because of the time lost there for Shipley. Shipley's rattled. He's locking brakes up left, right, and centre. He just needs to get himself right again. And just follow those lines he had all sorted out. It's a big send on two wheels from Adam Taylor behind them there, pushing to get that position back. Alright, we got Jenkos right up behind Hughes here. Can we switch across to that? Oh, what?
I mean,
Wait, what?
okay, it's
Tower
the
problems.
tower problems. Yep, standard AEC
Tower
tower
problems.
problems.
Alright, let's see what happens here. So Hughes is back to being 1.6 seconds in front. Excitement faded. Golf commentary continuing.
Yeah. Men's golf mode.
Shipley seems to be crawling away from Byron there. He's regained that gap to 8.8, although it looks like Adam Taylor's gotten right in behind Byron again, so maybe a mistake there from Byron coming into the last two turns.
Well, here we go. A move around the outside
Big
by Adam.
send up the inside. He's kept it tight on the outside line though, so he should still be able to get a really good run in through T1 here. But as long as Byron can hold the inside line here, he should be able to close the door, and he's not done it. He's not done it. Those super softs have let Adam get right in there and hold that line.
Meanwhile, Master Denz
Denz is all
sniffing at
over
the
the back of
podium.
Jankos again. Denz wants to stand on the little step. There's 3 laps left, and he's got his eyes on it. It's only a few inches tall, but as anyone will tell you, a few inches is enough.
Wow.
Not how big it is, that's what you do with it.
That's it. That's it. Oh, good grief.
Yeah. That's a joke I'd expect to hear at work.
That's it. Anare steps up to the table to claim his Circular Saw award, all edge. Denz has gone for the outside on T1, didn't pay off. He's back to filling the mirrors again of poor Jankos. Oh, we've got DeLuca and Shipley changing places. Oh, and back. That's just Timing Tower, I think, playing games again.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, because DeLuca's only just crossed the line with a 153.0. 152.5 from Belton at the back.
But there might have been a little bit of contact there, but it looks like it's all right.
So when Adam Taylor pulled into the pits to find Supers, he left in 8th position, right? So he's clawed one back, but now he's just facing down this massive 28-second gap with 2 laps remaining. So the strategy, unfortunately, at this point doesn't appear to have paid off. Oh no, hang on, he can bring Shipley here. It's Shipley with the big gap. So he's only 3/10 behind Shipley and looking for that opening. My mistake.
Either way, he's going to start next race around the middle of the pack.
That's right, yeah.
Shipley and Adam are pretty close together right now in the Write-a-thon.
He has, however, he's worked out his pit strategy for race 2, so he may have a tactical advantage there. Tell you what, he's knocking on Shipley's rear wing, but Shipley's making that car real wide.
Or mistake and capitalize.
Shipley needs to hold that inside line. If you can hold the inside line.
Bit wobbly.
Well recovered.
Yeah, but then he goes through the off camber with hot rear tires. Oh!
And then decides to just put it back in the pits.
And then decides to back to pits.
All right.
Unfortunate.
Well, Mr. Denz has a lap and a half to
Got a lap and a half to close a half a second for the podium. Can be done.
It's possible.
Jankos is not going to give it up willingly, though.
No.
You can see he's pushing, he's using every bit of track he can find. Denz is going to have to force the point. He's going to have to send it in deep.
Try not to put it in the rough stuff.
This is put it in the rough, yeah. This is going to be an exercise in commitment. Oh, he's forcing the point on the inside.
At a moment.
They kept it clean though.
That they did, which is great to see.
Jankos opens the door though. Denz is having a good look.
Scowen's getting involved now.
Scowen's seeing if he can monopolise on what's going on in front of him. He's looking for the two of them to tangle so he can sail past.
We're definitely making time on him with the battle.
Oh, Denz holds the inside.
Very nice.
Says, I'll have that, thank you. And then you've got Jankos saying no thank you, I'll have that back.
Very late on the brakes.
Denz is holding the pace on the outside though.
Being that late on the brakes, he's obviously had to hold it a bit longer.
He didn't get back on the loud pedal soon enough out of that corner, and it's actually opened it up for Scowen to have a good look coming around the next lap.
Jumped on that
Scowen opts for the outside line.
I'll go for a switch.
Jankos is going to come push him out. Hopefully he pulls in nice and tight. Oh, he's having a good look.
Nearly a bit of contact there.
He needs to be looking at this point in time for any little opening that Jankos is going to give him. But there's that drive out of the corners I was talking about earlier. Jankos isn't done with Denz yet.
No,
he wants that position back.
He wants the sequel.
It's going for a John Barnum.
As long as Denz doesn't rest on where he's gotten so far, he should be fine. It takes one mistake.
Hey, what? Scowen and Shipley are really putting each other under a bit of pressure.
Scowen and Jankos.
Jankos, sorry. Both making as many mistakes as each other. Here they come on the attack for Denz.
They're all using as much track as possible. Scowen's just trying to fill mirrors. Denz has made a mistake.
He has.
Back again a little bit.
Denz has made a mistake. Jankos, he's pushed him wide. Denz is off track. Scowen's looking to monopolise on this. Denz is going to force him out wide, push him deep into brakes. Scowen needed to get on the anchors a little early.
Gives him room.
Closes the door.
Denz just closes the door on Scowen. Beautiful end to the race here for Jankos. Reclaims his podium.
Fantastic battle, boys. Fantastic.
Amazing.
Great battle.
Amazing battling from the from both. Well, who was it? It was Jankos, Denz, Taylor, and Scowen there at the end. Lovely done.
Sharp brings
Very
it home for
clean.
P1 and Joshua Hughes in P2. And then we've got this tidy little pack to clear up proceedings.
Oh, Byron's gone deep. Shipley's going to take 6th. Byron sneaks through as well.
Luca.
And DeLuca.
Can they hold it for the last bit? Shipley gives
Shipley's
you a
over
wiggle
the
to say,
line. Goes DeLuca. And Byron's kicking himself after that second to last turn.
And here comes Jim Park to wrap proceedings up.
on your Park. Never gives up, that man.
No, he's always there. Always turns up. Always does his best.
I mean, it got him in the top 10, so why not?
Very true.
He's looking for his Bradbury moment.
He's looking for the wall. And he's found it. Nicely
No
done.
ramps to jump off in this track, boys.
No.
Taylor versus Jankos 2, the full centering, exactly.
All right. Well, we'll be back with you very soon for race 2.
I'm going to have to refuel myself, I think.
Me too.
Oh,
And we're back for race 2.
Oh, Mr. Castle, now that your prediction has completely gone shattered, what do you think is going to happen in race 2?
Oh, because he didn't make his way back to the to pole. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
I mean, I got it half right.
50-50 is better than nothing, I suppose.
So I guess we're looking at Brody Sharp, Joshua Hughes, and Dan Jenkos to see how they can fight their way back through the pack.
Yeah.
Well, Sharp had a commanding lead at the end there.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
he's definitely got him in it, but Den's well and truly proved that he can fight his way back through the pack. Didn't get the podium that he wanted, but he gained quite a few positions and made a lot of time there.
I see there's a few strategies where super softs are in the first into the race.
Do we have guys on supers? Yeah, we do actually. Parky, Dens. Yeah, okay, so Parky and Dens have both gone for supers for the first stint. And look,
so we're going to be
guess
watching Dens for an early pit. We're going to be watching Dens for an early pit, and I'm going to assume that we're watching I can't remember the name of the guy that came first last. Why am I drawing a blank on that? Help me out here.
Guy who came first, Sharp.
Sharp.
On,
So I'm guessing we're looking for a late pit from Sharp to change across to the supers.
That's a possibility. Arky gets a great start. Nare, Belton on the inside. Dens is throwing it up the middle as well.
Oh no!
Oh, we got some
Mustang
incidents.
has gone wide and spun.
Scowen and
That's Adam Taylor, right?
that's Scowen and I believe Byron, Chayton,
Oh, we've got more.
Belton and Dens
Dens
have
is
come
around.
together.
Oh no!
Dens can limit his mistakes. He can get a podium. We've got Parky in the lead at the moment. And RA decides to take that back.
No
gonna
sooner had
quickly
Cicluna
flip
said
this
that
over.
if Dens keeps it tight, he can get a podium. We see Dens turn around.
He'll come back. He's on supers. He'll be able to make that extra second a lap on them.
You can definitely put that time in.
Parky's on for a great run out.
As long as Hanare doesn't send another rod to the moon, we may well see first position held for a while.
Possible. Sharp's
Use
already
one
up into
gear
sixth.
higher, Hanare. One gear.
Yeah. Dens is right at the bottom of the field. He's probably nursing a bit of damage too. It's unfortunate.
Now we do have Jenkos sitting, pardon me, fourth position
Fourth
with
as well.
Hughes in third.
Yeah, those two.
So
are
they-
right
if-
up the bottom ground.
If they can roll themselves through to pole in second position, they can definitely open a gap on the remainder of the field.
Oh, big send by P2. P3's gone wide into the grass.
Dens' strategy to sit it out, stay out of the traffic. Probably come in early. Look, maybe.
Nare's managed to steal a little gap for now.
Open it up just a touch. I saw Sharp roll up into fifth position during
Some
that lap.
guys switching spots.
Ripley
down.
and Adam Taylor are having a bit of a fight. Whee! We're going to go 3 wide into T1.
Who's that, Mr. Adam Taylor?
DeLuca, Scowen, and
DeLuca,
Belton.
Scowen, Belton, yeah. They made it work.
Adam
Scowen's
Taylor's going
back
for
round.
an outside on Shipley.
That's going to be hard through the kink. Be interesting to see how they go. They're going to just go back into form.
Oh,
Oh, big lock up. Big lock up from Adam.
It is what it is. Yes, it definitely is what it is. Looks like Hughes is about to try and make a move on Jenkos.
Getting itchy.
Scowen is probably looking at the back of Belton pretty hard.
oh, they've gone off.
He definitely looked at the back hard, yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's
I don't-
exactly what's happened.
I don't think he could have gotten any closer to the back of Belton's car. Though.
So yeah, I guess I get to go and look at that again later on tonight.
So that means Scowen is likely carrying some damage on the apron. Belton's probably got some rear wing missing.
And just managed to squeeze past all of it unscathed.
Yeah, Denz has got
Pretty
nice
real
straight
estate.
steering.
A. Taylor and Mr. Sharp are about to have another. Oh, that was a
Adam
bit
wants
close.
that position. It's going
He does.
a bit too much right foot onto the main straight.
And we're about to see Sharp and Hughes tangle for a position. Here we go.
I reckon Byron's going to take a run as well.
Oh,
That is a
he's risky.
huge send by Hughes.
He's tried it. He's done what he can.
He does know how they do in Tokyo.
Oh, and as he comes back on track, he slows a couple of boys down. We have 3 wide coming into the left-hander.
To the king.
Yeah.
Hughes is
He's going to look
up
for the inside line. Adam's going to follow him through, I think.
And hold.
Oh.
A little bit of concertina. They make it happen.
Well,
They make it happen.
Little bit of
Well done.
shuffling.
And Denz is saying, "Yep, thanks, guys."
free real estate, yeah.
That's got Den's nice and caught up again.
How's our man Jim Park holding on to second for 3 laps? That's fantastic.
Yeah.
He's making
is
the
on the
most of those
supers,
supers while he's got them, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's not a big gap either. He's right there.
Definitely making hay while the sun's out. Good on him.
The action's still in this middle pack though. Hughes has got himself to the front of it and is looking to climb away. Taylor's not going to let that happen. Denz is big up the inside here.
Not quite close enough. Oh,
Quite
puts the
there
pressure
for
on
it.
Byron.
Byron left the door open for him.
Got the
Denz is
inside
holding the
line on the
inside line. Byron's going to have to drive this out hard and tries it.
Oh,
I reckon they're going to be nose to nose
Get into
into
the
turn 1.
yes, absolutely.
Byron's going to be looking for that inside line. Denz is going to be wise to it.
Oh yeah.
Yep, there he
it is.
goes. Already on the defense.
Big deep into the brakes. Byron's going to be looking to swap this back. Went a little too deep himself.
Who have we got there? DeLuca and Scowen in the background. Scowen trying to get a spot.
Well, Byron's coming out all kinds of messy. These boys might get a drive on him now. That's not really a place you can afford to lose time because whether you like it or not, that left-hand kink actually functions as a bit of a straight.
Scowen's made an inside line on DeLuca and made it work.
That
Can he get the
has.
drive out? Can.
DeLuca's going to have the pace because he came out from the outfield. But Scowen closed the door there through the right-handers.
Meanwhile, Adam Taylor is having a look at Josh Hughes.
Oh, Scowen nearly wiped out the back of Byron. Getting a little bit awkward through the S's.
First dates are always awkward.
The 2 Taylors about to fight for a position.
Winner gets to keep the name.
This has big "Do you remember me" vibes.
Yeah.
It looks like Adam does remember him. Tucks it up the inside, closes the door on Denz.
Oh no!
Oh,
Hughes
Hughes has
on
sent
the
himself
draft.
off.
Yeah.
Denz is coming around the outside. Adam needs to make sure he sends it wide. Don't let him have the space.
Denz will have
Blows
to
the
drive,
track off,
though.
but he doesn't. And Denz
Doesn't
is
drive.
driven out. Question is whether or not Adam is going to be able to park that car on the apex of this corner. Otherwise, Denz is going to switch that right back and say thank you very much. Roll out with that position.
Those
Oh,
little
Denz
deep-
has gone deep. It's worked in Adam's favour.
See in the background there, Mr. Byron and Scowen are having a tussle for a position.
Certainly working at it.
Almost made it
Scowen
work
doesn't-
on corner 3.
Scowen hasn't let him forget he exists. Smarter than not to go side by side through that kink. That's a fast way to take out some speed markers.
Oh, yeah. Power's doing its thing again. Fantastic. Love to see it.
If you hadn't called it, I never would have noticed. Oh, I see it. That's Scowen on the podium.
Yep.
Scowen is pushing hard, bouncing off that inside strip. The car is staying incredibly stable, though. The tune that he may or may not have unintentionally stolen
Just
from
managed to
Shaggy,
steal a position.
paying dividends.
You throw in my tune, nigga.
No.
Did you ask him for your setup and then give it to him?
So, Mr. Castle here, for the 2 weeks leading up to the race, didn't spend a single second on the track. And I'm like, you know what, mate? We're roughly the same pace. I'll let you have my tune, and you can work on it from there. So he looks at my tune, goes, oh yeah, throws his own tune together, puts enough laps in before going out shopping with his wife to get the 25 in he needs for the race.
And then gave the tune to Scowen.
He seems to make a top 10. Meanwhile, dickhead over here disqualifies himself in race 1 and 2.
Oh, well, you see, I put enough fuel in my car. I looked at your tune and went, no, I see what he's done here.
Yeah,
Needs more fuel.
fuel. Better adjust that.
I'm going to be living that one for a while, aren't I?
So Jenkos is all up behind Park at this point. We're on lap 6. Park is going to be feeling those super softs getting awfully squidgy at this
Yep.
point.
At this point, it's probably time for Park to accept defeat, come into the pits, and
Park it?
sure,
Park's going to park it.
park it in his box, yeah.
Oh dear.
But he's done well to hold on to second for
Yeah,
this
you-
long.
You've got him.
It's
You've got
squidgy.
him locking up into a third gear corner. Like it's those tires are.
Oh,
Oh,
Sharp holds the drift.
holy!
Holy, yeah, he did well
My
to hold that.
gosh. He's been spending too much time on the drift server.
Yeah. Denzel gets past Shipley, and Scowen gets past Byron. Although we weren't there to see it.
Nice.
Let's see if Parky
right,
comes
some
in
good
this lap. I
swaps.
feel like he should.
Jenkos has gotten himself around Park. Park needs to come in.
Shipley's
He does.
taking it back on the
Come on, Park.
inside.
For his own sake,
There it
there we
is.
go. He's come in.
Good man,
Get it
good
pulled
man.
up before the line. Make sure you're not going to get yourself a penalty, and you're in a really solid position for the rest of the run. He's got 8 seconds to the car behind him.
Shipley made a move on Dens and makes it work.
Oh, that's right. Maffey started race 2 with quali fuel and had to stretch it to the limit and then take on 112 litres at the stop.
Oh, good lord!
Oh my. That's a long pit
I
stop.
remember that happening actually. I saw him come in very early and thinking, what the hell's he doing?
Oh, we've got Dens on supers here as well,
Yeah,
do we?
true.
When
Yeah.
did that happen? Was that
He
from the start of the
yeah.
race and we missed that?
started-
Yeah,
He
okay.
started on them.
Right, so well, that explains how he's been screaming his way up the grids. But that also means his tyres are also going to be getting a little bit on the done
The
end of the scale.
side. Yeah. Dan's put those tyres on Facebook Marketplace, mate. They're finished.
40% tread left, still good. I know what I've got.
Yeah, no low ballers.
Oh no, is he giving Shipley a little
Oh,
nudge in the bum?
Oh,
They've had a touch. They've had a touch. Shipley's come
Oh.
back and said, "Nah, mate, I want the tongue."
he wants the rest of it.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Oh, and then Mr. Hughes makes a pass on Byron.
We're looking at all the wrong cars right now. There we go.
The big winners from that Hughes, Byron, and DeLuca.
Yeah, for sure.
Just roll on through free real estate. You guys make out in the corner. We're going to do some racing.
7
was
seconds in heaven.
probably about to come in for his stop too. I imagine he's definitely making his way there now.
Oh,
Oh, Hughes has a hard
Hughes
time
has gone
doing
real
it.
deep. What's happening with Hughes there? Is Hughes steering all right?
Let's have a look. Yeah,
He seems fine. He's
Yeah.
really struggling with it this race, though.
I know he definitely got
loose.
slippy for a minute. So
Jens is going into the pits for his change.
there it is.
Run out of tread.
Maybe.
I know after some of those incidents, he might be changing more than his tyres, I think.
So possibly should have come in a lap earlier.
Well, Byron's gotten the place back on Hughes.
Isn't it amazing what hindsight does for you, Laurie?
That's it. Exactly right. Meanwhile, Sharp is within a second of Jenkos ahead.
Sharp is screaming through the pack.
Well, we're not quite at the halfway mark, but we're certainly closer
Based
to
on
it.
a few turns ago, though, as long as Jankos doesn't leave more than a car length on the inside, Sharp can't drift past.
There's going to be a battle and a half. Yeah, I imagine it will be. Although, I am going to switch us over to Hughes because he's now very close.
Hughes is
Keep an
right
eye on
up
those
Byron.
times, but for now,
We're 0.3 off. It's going to come deep into brakes. We're going to get ourselves down to within a 10th, probably, and ride it out of the corner like that. Byron isn't having a bar of it, though. He's holding him off.
Hughes has got a half a second worth of lap time on him on that last run, so whether or not that's down to Byron making a few little mistakes here or there is yet to be determined.
Oh, the corning
Hughes is
through.
looking nice and tidy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man on a mission. For sure.
Really didn't want to lose that position, did he?
Byron's doing everything he can to hold on to it.
Oh, he's well deep into the hairpin. I think that Hughes has got the grip based on the first few turns. One day I'll be able to English correctly.
One day.
So I think that Hughes has quite an advantage over Byron through the rideathon. Right up behind him now, can just about taste what he had for breakfast.
His mid-turn is definitely superior to Byron.
It looks like Hughes has a lot of pace in the middle of the corners.
Yes.
Except where he puts it on the grass.
Oh, no.
Wait, he's
said
done it
that
to
too
himself
quickly.
again.
Let's have a look at Zach Scowen, who is making headway on Adam Taylor. Very much so.
Doesn't help. Adams left the door wide open for him now.
Looks like he was out.
Scowen just needs to keep it tidy and drive it out. A lot of these boys in the Super 2 grid are really not running that last corner wide. They're holding it very tight and looking to get early drive out, probably costing them a little time down the straight.
So that's not quite as close, although it does look quite close now. No, we'll hang here for a second. Sharp was looking at 2/10 from Jankos, but he's dropped back a little, so
Scowen's not letting Taylor get away with it.
no.
Oh, he's gone deep. It looks a little bit skittish under brakes there. It's quite interesting to watch the two drive. Scowen seems a little unsettled and a little unstable on the way in and out of corners, and Adam just looks very smooth. Oh, he's caught the inside ripple strip and it's going to cost him.
Oh, let's see. goes on that
Scowen's
rejoin.
kept his head, drove it through. He's done for real
Yeah,
estate.
he's fine. All over it. Let's see. Hughes is making ground up after his little mistake.
Hughes is back, reminding Byron who he is.
Was he up behind Byron earlier? We cursed
Bit of
him.
commentator's curse, you reckon?
Oof.
Cursed, he reckons. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe if you focus the camera on Byron instead of Hughes, Hughes will come past.
Ooh, okay, yeah, let's do that. Not that I want Byron to lose out, but
We've got to test it, like for science.
yeah,
you know.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Looks like Byron's actually managing to open the gap a little on Hughes. We're looking at similar gaps between Sharp and Jankos at this point, but that's been that way for the last 3 laps or so.
Yeah, that one keeps fluctuating. Comes down to sort of 2, maybe 3 tenths, and then it goes back up to 6 to 8 tenths.
There's a couple of corners where Sharp's just that little bit better.
And,
Boy, a big deep send from Byron. He's racing in his mirrors,
and Hughes.
and Hughes has just rolled on by.
Hughes has gone very
So it
deep
turns
as
out,
well,
who you focus the camera on does matter.
maybe so. Well, for the sake of entertainment, let's have a look at Jankos. Nara is just running away with it from pole.
Panara's
he's
still got a pit
started
stop
it,
to
isn't
do, though. Still got a pit stop. Actually, they've all still got a pit stop to do.
Yeah, I believe so.
We've got, at this point in time, Parker's pitted and still sitting in 10th position. With Den's also pitted. Belton, I believe, still yet to pit. Everyone else in the pack, I think, still yet to pit.
Probably, but then again, the softs do last quite a while. Like, you could probably do all 22 laps on the softs if you had to.
You
absolutely.
certainly could do all 22 on the softs, but the reality of the matter is they have to pit.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, we look at Park starting in supers. He was holding himself in the top 3 before he pitted. He could well see himself back in there, depending on the times the other boys put down before they've got to park themselves in. But it'll be really interesting to see how that falls out.
Definitely. Frank Walker is 2018. Look, I kind of agree. But still, sometimes the jokes and the memes make a resurgence.
I think
Mr.
someone
Adam
needs
Taylor
to make
and-
a livery. Sorry, go Shakes.
Mr. Adam Taylor's trying to put some moves on Skull now.
Yeah, he's definitely in Scowen's mirrors. I was just watching that split a little earlier.
It's a closer split.
Scowen needs to stay calm, hold his lines. I know he's got the pace from what I've seen, but he's definitely prone to letting himself get a little rattled. Probably doesn't help that he sits there listening to commentary while he's racing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scowen, when you come in for your pit stop, close the stream or mute it. Actually, don't close the stream, just mute
Gowan, don't fuck up.
it. Oof.
Get your break
See how that-
points, hold your lines, mate.
Don't look in your mirror. Don't race in your mirrors.
I couldn't do that. It's too distracting.
Race in your mirrors.
No, have
Sharp is
commentary.
looking
It's great.
very
Having
much
commentary
on
while
line.
you're
Here we
racing?
go.
No, impossible. Impossible. Sharp is, he's amongst it.
He wants that spot. He's on the
Oh,
podium, but
couldn't
he
get
wants
closer
one
to
better.
drive.
It's all on Jankos to keep lines clean, drive it out. Jankos is going to want to tuck it in nice and early so that Sharp can't get that inside line.
Has he got the slip
But it looks like he's going to give it to him. Yeah, Sharp's going to swing right out for that inside break. I'd be surprised if he doesn't. Oh, hell, am I surprised?
A little early on the brakes there to give him space.
Where did
Sharp's
all the
not
Super
looking
2
for making
entrants
any
go?
mistakes early.
Most of them have
There we go.
basically used this round as their drop round, presumably because it's
Sharp is 1/10 behind.
very
Jankos is
difficult.
going to close the door through the kink, but I'll be surprised if Sharp doesn't send that down the inside on the hairpin.
I'm getting
comes in
early
for
on
his
the
pit
break.
And every time I say that, he relaxes. At this point, I should just shut up and watch them. On the note of dead meme liveries, I really think someone should make a livery of that guy that loves refrigerators.
Guy that loves refrigerators.
Have you not seen that?
I
So
probably
this gentleman
have,
that owns like an appliance store, and he's like walking down a row of refrigerators, and the ad says absolutely nothing until he gets to the very end of the row and just goes, "I love refrigerators," and then that's it.
I have not seen that.
You've not seen it? I'll find it.
Oh, there we go. Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage. That is a meme. Or Jones Big Ass Truck Rental and Storage. That would make for a good livery.
What was the name of that shop that the bloke who owned it got some bad feedback from the female population when he was like,
Oh,
women's
Jenkos
underwear.
has sent
I'm
it
excited.
very wide.
Sharp.
Jenkos went
capitalises
way
on that.
wide, opened the door for Sharp. Sharp just says thank you very much. Gives him a bit of a waggle on the way past. Jenkos has used that as his chance to pit. Probably not a bad approach, to be honest with you. But we're 6-7 laps out from the end of the race. Your super softs will get you all the way there.
Did we miss Scowen taking Adam Taylor? Oh, he's gone into the pits.
No, we didn't miss that. We didn't miss that. Scowen, Adam sent it off through the right-hand hairpin after the rideathon.
That's right.
Oh, Den's Taylor right up behind Mr. Hughes.
Let's have a look at that. They've both come in for their pits.
Oh, Hughes
Oh,
gets a little bit sideways.
I'm just
Big
hearing that
swing from Hughes.
the other Taylor has a drive-through for speeding in pit lane.
Oh,
Adam
no.
Taylor.
Yeah, it didn't pop up on our screens, but
Oh,
I'm hearing
dear.
it. A little birdie on my shoulder told me. And he's gone on to supers, which is, gee, I don't know about that.
Supers and he's got to drive through.
He's got to drive through,
No,
and
supers will get you 6 laps.
well, and the rest. He's
No,
got
it's
to do
not 6
8.
laps, it's 8 laps. You're right. Oh, yeah, they'll be a bit squidgy. It's
Yeah.
doable. I think I did
And
the
Den's
last
hold the
10
inside
on
line in corner
supers.
3.
But did I do 8? I don't know. I did more than you thought was possible on supers. I remember that from watching the stream back.
He does. Dens pulls out another spot. Well done, Mr. Dens.
Sands grabs a hold of Hughes and says, "No, come back."
Oh, but here we
Oh,
go.
Hughes
Hughes
wants a
is
battle
not
back.
happy with it, though. He sends it
Whoa.
well deep, parks it on the apex. Dens doesn't have a choice but to follow him out. That is
Whoa.
huge send by Hughes.
He's made it work too, which is
It's
great.
worked for him. They're going 2 by. They're not going to make that work. Dens has no choice but to sit in behind, but he's going to be unhappy.
Although, very quickly, we've got these
Who are
two
we dealing with
switching.
here? Taylor and DeLuca.
Taylor and DeLuca made it past one another. Byron and Jenkos made it past one another as well. Okay.
Taylor's out there on supers.
Wasn't quite quick enough there for it. Can we get the GT layout next season? You want to watch people get lost? You know what? I'm actually about that life. For those that don't know, the GT layout of this track is twice as long. Or almost.
Really?
Yeah.
So that would be a 3 minute and 50-second race.
It's probably closer to 3 minutes. It's not quite twice as long, but it is massive.
Wow.
You'd really have to think about your fuel load, Chuggy.
Yeah, you'd be pitting
Yes, mate.
every 4 or 5 laps, I'd imagine.
I'll get a sticky note for that one.
All right, so apparently an LMP2 does it in about 2.5 minutes.
There you
Dens
go.
is right back up on Hughes again.
Yep.
Oh,
He wants it back.
He's looking for that inside line. Hughes won't give it.
With the damn roof camp. There we go. Thank you.
It doesn't want to. Get your own damn roof cam, it
Oh.
says. What's the roof cam, he reckons?
Oh,
Oh, Hughes is...
Sideways.
Hughes
Huge.
has
Oh,
sent it.
he's held it.
He's
He
held on.
held it. That is a monumental send from Hughes.
I think these guys need to be reminded that while drifting looks cool, it's not great for your positions.
Oh, he's done the sneaky sausage ripple hop to get time on Denz again. Denz has gone very deep. Let Hughes come all the way up on the back of him again.
Jeez, that's close.
And those sausages will get you very unstable.
Look, I'm always a little uncomfortable around a sausage.
Start to feel a little inadequate.
Yeah. Get a bit squirmy in the rear.
Well, I mean, we did establish earlier that it's not the size, it's what you do with it.
Exactly. 2 inches is 2 inches.
Den
seems to have clawed a little time away from Hughes, but he's gone well deep.
There's no grip out there, Dens.
Races are going for the supers on the second stint.
Can't park there, mate. Yeah. We've got gaps opening up everywhere. Closest is definitely Hughes and Dens at this point. Although it looks like Adam Taylor is right on the back of Jim Park. I'm guessing Adam's done his drive-through at this point.
Park has got the inside line.
I'm not sure. Park does have the inside, but can he hold it?
Well, Park's on softs now, and we've got Adam on supers. He's just going to drive around the outside of him and see you later.
As Mr. Slim Shady says, like trailer park girls around the outside.
But if Adam hasn't done his drive-through yet, then Park's just going to wave while he screams down the straight again.
True.
Denz is definitely opening up that gap at this point, as long as he can stay consistent, puts tyres on the dirt again. Denz is using every bit of track he can, including the bits that aren't there.
He'll need to watch he doesn't get himself a drive-through.
Oh, the old nerp.
Don't actually have my soundbite for that, but we edited the soundbite once or twice with the view of changing the sound that happens.
And used cruise past Luca, no problems.
Was that your no with a slap?
No!
Yeah.
Then there is another one where the second of the two honks is
wildly
and
distorted.
bass boosted. Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
DeLuca
who's
comes
coming in?
for his stop.
Okay, DeLuca's pulled in. DeLuca's pulled in, yeah. He's going to swap to supers, I'd say, coming in that late. If he doesn't, he's missed a trick.
I think all of our top guys... Oh, hang on, no, they've all of our top guys are now on supers. I didn't notice.
Is Scowen in
We've
first,
missed
or
an
is that
entire
a
pit
power
stop.
thing?
Scowen's not in first, Scowen's in fourth. He's also on his super, so he's done his pit stop. He's out in fourth. Looks like he may well be able to hold that for the remainder. That would be huge. He's chasing down Janko, who's got 10 seconds to make if he wants a podium.
That's why I can't see anyone around him.
But Scowen also has 10 seconds before Denz is giving him a hard time as well, with only, 5 laps remaining. Denz would have to be running 2 seconds a lap faster. I think that if Scowen can keep his laps nice and clean, he's looking at fourth.
Wink, wink, since he's probably listening.
Denz is actually still under pressure from Hughes, so lap times may not be a priority.
That is true. That is very true. Hughes is right in behind him in the old Dinoco, the heave-ho. Oh, I'm a little happier with that than I should be, I guess. I think that if Hughes is just a little bit patient here, Denz seems to have developed himself a little bit of a reputation in the last second to last corner of going in too deep and finding two wheels on the grass. That could be the opening that Hughes needs.
Possibly. As long as he holds everything nice and tidy, he should be okay, but we'll see what happens, I guess.
Otherwise, we've got quite large gaps across the board, don't we?
Mm.
Sharp still has almost 2 seconds to make for that podium off of Hanare. Hanare has just held it clean and tidy for the whole race.
He has, yeah.
Credit where credit is due. Without sending those rods to space, he's made it work.
Yeah, keep the valve covers in the car, thanks.
Who would have known that if you keep the components inside the engine, it works?
Mm. Did I hear rods from God? During race 1, yes, you did. That said, Sharp is pulling time out of Hanare very quickly. Hanare on a 151.
Hanare had to have made a mistake there.
Yeah, I'd imagine. Weight reduction, Cicluna reckons.
Yeah, the problem is with the rod also goes the oil.
Yeah, fair.
Imagine if Assetto simulated an oil spill.
Ooh.
Maybe Assetto 2.
Maybe one day. Oh, there goes my game audio doing its thing again. Assetto 2 having that would be wild.
Assetto 2 apparently has a spring 2024 release date now.
So we heard. Very excited to see how they go.
Could be fantastic. In the interim, we've got Sharp 2/10 behind Hanare,
Yeah.
putting the pressure on in a massive way. Hanare just has to keep it together for 3 laps. Just close the doors, deny him the opportunity, nice and clean racing, and Sharp will have to sit there and be patient, or make a mistake. Hanare is keeping it tidy. Bit of a dab there through the off-cam. That off-camber, if you're not ready for it, it'll get you. If you're hard on the throttle just as it changes from that left to right, it wants to send those back wheels to the right-hand side and overtake the front. Sharp's pushing hard here. We saw that little compression lock coming onto the straight.
There he is again with a good commanding 3/10 on lap time, not just in gap.
Hanare has their work cut out for them here, trying to keep that door closed and that opportunity reduced for Sharp. Sharp's just looking for an opening.
I mean, at the moment, I'm pretty sure... Actually, I'm going to double check this before I mention it, just in case. Where is it? This is what I want. Okay, Sharp is not 5 for 5. I thought he was. But he's won 4 of the last 5 races and came second in the one that he didn't win. So it looks like, depending on what happens in the next 2 laps, it's either going to possibly be a 6 from 7 or a 5 from 7 for him.
Well, the camera is focused on Sharp, so the commentator's curse could yet come into play.
Yeah. That's just it. I don't want to put the curse on Hanare just yet.
Hanare is driving in the mirrors. You could see that move to cover the inside line and realise that Sharp did not yet have the run, so return back to the racing line. So Hanare is very conscious of the fact that Sharp is in behind and pushing every bit as hard as they can to keep them there. All Sharp's looking to do is fill mirrors. Come in nice close on the brake line, put the pressure on. Doesn't necessarily matter if they can't drive out as hard. It's all psychological games at this point. Sharp is pushing hard. Just a quick check, the rest of the grid is holding positions. This is definitely the one to watch, especially as we are 2 laps from the end.
Certainly. Hughes is making inroads on Dens, but nothing huge at this point in time. And Byron is having a look at DeLuca.
Yeah, he's rolling up behind DeLuca. I've been watching that as well. But we are looking at the race deciding bout here between our 2 race leaders right through to the bitter end, both pushing as hard as they can. Hanare has held this race for the entire thing.
Made a great effort of it so far.
Amazing, amazing job. Especially with the pace we're seeing come out of Sharp today. Hanare is doing a phenomenal job. Oh, look to cover the inside, and Sharp forced the point.
Gave each other respectable space to make the moves.
That was beautiful racing by the pair of them. But as you were, Hanare keeps running. And we're on the last lap.
Hanare feeling all sorts of pressure, first time being in P1.
P1, last lap.
Oh,
It's a little squiggly.
Saved only by the fact that Sharp wasn't the cleanest under brakes there themselves.
True.
Little wide through this turn. Makes it work.
Don't remember when they came in, so I'm not sure how old these tyres are.
Tyres have to be feeling a bit squidgy at this point.
There we go. There's our tyres. So Hanare is on 6. Surely that's not right.
That's not correct.
No
That's
way.
not correct.
No chance that's right.
The only way that's correct is if Sharp hasn't pitted at all, in which case it's the DQ for Sharp. But there's a pit there, right?
Yeah. Love that South Australia's best track is actually pretty shit. Look, I would take Adelaide GP over this any day. I still don't like Adelaide much, but I like it more.
So we're
than
coming
I
into
like
the
this.
final turns. We're looking at desperate moves here from Sharp. Putting the pressure on anybody they can. Hanare again just has to keep this clean.
He's only got
needs to
3
watch
turns
that.
to do it.
Needs to watch that inside line on second to last. Sharp's going to be looking for that as well. Doesn't have the pace to get up the inside. Sharp's going to be looking for the run onto the straight. Or he's not going to get it because of the rears on the dirt. This is all Hanare's to lose.
Oh, Sharp throws
Sharp
it away on
pushes
that
too
last
wide.
corner
Beautiful
exit.
finish. Beautiful finish
That
from 1 and
was-
2. Well done to Hanare.
Well done to the pair of them for sure.
you got Jenko's coming across the line, nowhere near anything. Well done,
Scowen
Jenko.
comes through in 4th, held. Fantastically done. Then we've got Dens. Clawed his way all the way back up into 5th. Phenomenal effort there
After
from
getting
Dens
taken out
Taylor.
on lap 1.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's done a massive effort.
Then Hughes comes through in 6th. And then we've got a bit of a gap here to Adam Taylor.
Jim
Park out here, all racing on his own. Jim Park did particularly well this run as well, let's be fair.
Yeah, good effort to Jim Park for
Really
what he
solid
did.
racing from Jim Park.
That's a best finish for him as well, as I think. 8th position.
I think so.
possibly,
I think
yeah.
so.
Got himself up in that top 10.
Shipley just needs to keep it nice and clean the last 2 turns to guarantee himself that 9th position. And then DeLuca pulls himself in a top 10 as well. Lovely.
Well, that entire reverse grid really made a difference to some of the boys here.
Yeah, it certainly made for a little bit more interesting racing rather than just letting people run away with it.
Byron rolls across in 11th after being pushed around and a bit of argy-bargy for just about their whole race.
Going with some celebration burnouts.
Here he
Mr.
is.
Hanare celebration burnouts.
Rightly
Mr.
so.
Hanari should definitely be doing some celebration burnouts. Absolutely.
Certainly. Look at that.
Beautiful
nice,
racing
nice
there.
straight line run.
Park and DeLuca having a little bit of a tandem burnout here. Well done, guys. Very nice racing.
Good stuff to everyone involved.
Fantastic to watch. Thoroughly enjoyed that.
Well, thank you all for joining us. And thank you for Lawrence Smith and Andy Castle for joining me in commentary tonight.
My
will
pleasure.
See you all next week for the main grid race at Melbourne GP circuit, which should be a bit of fun.
Have a good night, all. Enjoy.
Cheers all.
Indeed. Have a good night. I will leave you with the standings as they stand presently, not inclusive of this race. And we will see you in a week or so.